Hey, my name is Paul. I'm with Aftercare Decoded. I want to take this time to explain to people who are thinking about coming into treatment, loved ones who are thinking about getting their loved ones into treatment. And I want to explain the different phases of treatment. So after your loved one agrees to get help and voluntarily wants to go somewhere, the first step is picking a detox. A detox on its own is meant, you have medical assistance 24 hours a day. You have security such as techs, and they're there to help the person, not punish the person. This is a time of rest. This is a time to detach from the chaos, rest from the chaos, because this is front line right after the storm in which our lives have spun out into the moment we've accepted help. So with that being said, a lot of comfortable clothes, a lot of downtime. There is a lot of visits with the doctors to make sure that the drugs itself, while withdrawing, don't have a negative impact on your body, but also looking at any type of long-term damage you've done to your body or any neglect of pre-existing conditions that you may known or not have known of because we were out doing what we were doing. And this is the time to physically get well. The next step after that is going to residential. Aesthetically, not much changes. You're pretty much in the same location, but things start to balance. You start feeling well. Your medications are setting in. The withdrawals have ceased or become manageable. You are now holding normal conversations, attending groups, to where therapy starts to almost give birth to the idea of healing. You can start entertaining heavier topics, being more vulnerable and being comfortable with being sober. That's one of the biggest transitions, is once the drugs are out of our body, being okay with who we are, figuring out who we are, we forgot along the way. And this is that transition period. So taking the time, meeting with professionals. You have a caseworker. The caseworker is specifically meant to deal with court, work, bills, or anything on the exterior of treatment so you can focus in on you. That's your teammate. That's your team member. They communicate for you. So you don't have to worry about terminology, paperwork, legalities. They take care of that. Then you have your primary therapist. They're the ones who are going to meet with you to start building a foundation of change, understanding the impact of certain traumatic events or just what got you to where you are. And that's important. Then you're going to have group therapists. They're the ones who are part of the community. And you realize you're not alone. You're not uniquely broken. There are many of us going through the same things. The difference is a lot of us are just afraid to say it. So within these groups, we converse about topics that are relatable, that we thought only applied to us. And as you start growing, you realize you graduate into PHP, which is the Partial Hospitalization Program. Now, aesthetically, it changes. It's not going to look so much like a hospital. You're going to feel more freedom. You're going to be more alive. Now, yes, you still meet with the doctor regularly. Then there's an RN on call, but there are more techs than there are doctors. And the techs are just to make sure nobody has a seizure or if there's an emergency. They are your middleman. They're important. They're not security. It's not a CO. They're just there for your well-being. But now in PHP, you have the choice to go as deep as you want into therapy, as you see fit. Your caseworker is still going to be managing your outside life. But now, your individual therapist, now that you're clear, now that you're stable, is going to help walk you through any hurdles, any anchors, and looking at your cycles, creating strategic plans to break you from the bondage in which you've known to be life, to bring you into a new realm. And that's the beauty of it. Between the camaraderie in the community and groups and your individual therapist and PHP, your only job is to challenge yourself to be better. And all the tools are provided. So after PHP, you go to IOP 5. This is where the outside meets the inside, because you'll have groups either in the morning or at night, but you're allowed to have off-site visits. You're allowed to go get coffee. You're allowed to go to outside meetings, meet with your sponsor, and it becomes a lot of responsibility. It's a big transition, but that's why it's earned and it's not just given. You may speak to somebody who's been through treatment and they only did detox and then went to IOP3. And they thought that that was the right way to do it. There's a reason for the progression. There's a reason for working your way up. You're building a new foundation for you to succeed. You don't want to skip the steps. You don't want a contractor building your house to skip steps. You don't want a plumber putting your toilet in to skip steps. You don't want a dentist skipping steps. So why would you treat yourself the same way? So this is just an introduction. There are going to be more videos. There's going to be more time. We're going to go more in depth. I hope that this shines some light on what to expect. We're going to go over proper attire on each phase, on each stage, what to bring and what not to bring. We're going to talk or suggest specific topics that you might want to write down, that when it's time to meet with your individual, when you're ready to speak with them on a lighter level or a deeper level, you'll have some topics in mind. You know, what to expect from your family. How can we support your family? How can we support your loved ones while you're absent? So I hope that we get to work together and figure out this new journey and this new way of life. I'm looking forward to you having a life that you're proud of. I will talk to you soon.